Rolling, 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 rolling,
Keep rolling, 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 though the streams are swollen, keep them doggies rolling, right. Through rain and wind and weather, hell-bent for leather, wishing my gal was by my side. All the things I'm missing, good fiddles, love and kissing, are waiting at the end of my ride. Move 'em on, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, move 'em on, move 'em on, hit 'em up, rawhide. Cut 'em out, ride 'em in, cut 'em out, cut 'em out, ride 'em in, rawhide. Keep moving, 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 though they're disapproving, keep them doggies moving, rawhide. Don't try to understand them, just rope 'em, throw and brand 'em. Soon we'll be living high and wide. My heart's calculating, my true love will be waiting at the end of my ride. Move 'em on, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, move 'em on, move 'em on, hit 'em up, rawhide. Cut 'em out, ride 'em in, cut 'em out, ride 'em in, rawhide.
In a way it's all a matter of time. I will not worry for you, you'll be just fine. Take my thoughts with you. And when you look behind, you will surely see a face that you recognize. You're not alone. I'll wait till the end of time. Open your mind. Surely it's plain to see you're not alone. I'll wait till the end of time for you. Open your mind. Surely there's time to be with me. It is the distance that makes life a little hard. Two minds that once were close, now so many miles apart. I will not falter though, I'll hold on till you're home, safely back where you belong, and see how our love has grown. You're not alone. I'll wait till the end of time. Open your mind. Surely it's plain to see you're not alone. I'll wait till the end of time for you. Open your mind. Surely there's time to be with me. You're not alone. I'll wait till the end of time for you. Open your mind. Surely there's time to be with me.
Very short years, a drop in the ocean compared to some of you. But I knew early on how generous and caring he was. I also learned that he was a proud man, and deservedly so. I've been privileged by those that meant most to Chris to share their memories with you. These are their words. Christine. Well, I met Chris, age 18, at Bradford Arms Disco. My first thought was what a good looker he is. So me and Chris could have an extra half an hour together at night. We used to take my dog Rex out for a walk. Chris thought we could have some kisses and cuddles, but Rex didn't let him. I could tell you some stories, but some things are kept private. We later got married and went on to have two beautiful girls, Angela and Linda, and 5 lovely grandchildren, Georgina, Chloe, Jake, Kai, Daniela, and a great-granddaughter, Ruby Rose. Chris was so proud of them. Chris was a hard worker and provided well for his family throughout his life. Chris loved his caravan right from a young age. We would go caravanning, meeting up with all his family down from the Midlands. There are many family stories from down there, I'll tell you later. He loved his horses, and so did his grandchildren. He was so proud of them, all being into horses. He was also a sucker for a sob story, hence so many horses. He has made so many friends through them. He was a proud man, and he worked hard for his family. He worked right until the end. We love you, and always will. Love, Christine. Angie's poem, a letter to my dad. Dad, you are simply the best. 1 in a million, no, 1 in a billion. I remember when I was tiny, you would sit me upon your knee and let me pinch your tea. It was the only way to get food into me. You worked so very hard, day and night, to provide the very best for us. You were always there when things went wrong, with open arms and pockets too. You were always the very best man to go to. kind and caring all the way through. Nothing was too much for you. But now it's time for you to take that long-term rest. My dad is, and was, just the very best. Love you always, and the rest. Love, Ange. Sleep tight. From Linda, my dad. My dad was the kind of man that would try and help. He would always be there to give advice and solutions, no matter what the situation I was in. And I've got to admit, Dad, you were always right. Well, nearly. He was so generous, it was unbelievable. He would try and make life easier for all of us. He loved us all, but could only show up one at a time. But we didn't mind, that was Dad. I always remember the holiday we had together in the caravan. Mum couldn't come because she had a chicken shop. Ange couldn't come because she found boys. Dad said it wasn't fair for me not to have a holiday because everyone was too busy. So me and Dad did. We were going to North Wales. We were on the M6 and Dad said, "Do you want to go to Derby?" I said, "Yeah." So we did. We stayed at Drayton Manor so we could go to the fair whenever we wanted. Every day we went horse riding at Scropton Riding School. My dad even tried to buy boots for me. A big grey horse. That was Dad. Could never resist buying a horse. We would go around the family one at a time, always throwing a mealtime in. We were always welcome. At the end of the holiday, we would meet up with Mum at a caravan rally at the Caton area. We parked the caravan in the field. Mum came back from the chicken shop and met us in the caravan. I never forget, she walked in through the door and went, "Oh my God, it was a total mess." Well, me and Dad had been in it for a week. Dirty clothes chucked in the wardrobe and the door shut. She opened it and they all fell on it. Mess everywhere, but we all had a good time. I love you, Dad. You were one in a million. Heart of gold. Love, Linda. And Georgina. When my father walked out on us, my granddad was there, our rock. Someone to lean on, to rely on, to guide us. He would take me and Chloe out to the horses and to car boot sales. We would often come back with anything we wanted, rabbits, horses, toys, sweets. He took me and Kai out once, and we came back with 3 rabbits, one for each of us. One was not impressed. I think that's why Grandad bought them. Love you, Grandad, always will. From Chloe. When I was younger, I spent all my time with Grandad and the horses. He called me his little jockey because when he got a new horse, I was always the test pilot. Most of the time, he would give me a leg up and throw me over the other side. Sometimes I would come flying off, and the first thing Grandad would say to me, "Stop crying, don't tell your mum." Grandad used to tell me how proud he was of me. Grandad used to tell me how proud he was of me being able to ride the horses like I can. And used to take me around all of his friends with horses to boast about having his very own jockey. When summertime came around, I would always go to Appleby Fair with him and guilt trip him into buying more horses. Not like it took a lot of convincing. My granddad was the most caring and loving man I knew, and I'll never forget all the amazing memories we made together. I love you, Grandad. From Jake. Grandad, you know I find it hard to put things into words, so here goes. Grandad knew how hard I found school, and he'd always say, "Fuck 'em." You'd always find work with your hands, reading and writing and everything. He would find me small jobs around his house to do so I could earn some money. He'd always say, "You better not be spending it on something you shouldn't." Haha, like I would. He always gave a grin. Miss you, Grandad. Love, Jake. From Kai. I would always remember Grandad and his imaginary puppy. He would sit across from me, pretend to be holding the puppy into his shoulder and stroke it. "Do you want to see my puppy?" It always made me laugh. It was like our thing. He didn't care what people thought. He knew how to make me feel special. Love you, Grandad. I'll never forget you. From Mary. Just a few memories of my childhood with Chris. Chris was a bit greedy as a kid. He loved his meat. I remember one Christmas he cut his finger rather badly trying to steal a lump of meat from the Christmas pork. Another time Chris had been messing around with a deck chair. Mum heard him being loud and noisy, so she went to tell him to shut up. She found him wrapped up in the deck chair with his fingers trapped. I also remember him accidentally shooting his friend Michael in the chest with an air pistol. He did survive, so did Michael. He used to get so grubby as a kid, Mum used to have to put Persil washing powder in his bath to get his knees clean. He once joined the Sea Cadets as he decided to play the bugle. What a racket he made. Mum, Dad and I were never so more relieved when he decided to give it up. From Peter West. There are many funny stories that I can share, but I have just narrowed it down to this one. Whilst building an extension to H&G Motors at Walker's Yard, Middleton, Chris's partner John appeared around the rear with a nice small Ford Escort van. Chris asked if he could have a drive in it, and John agreed. So Chris got in the driver's seat. Now here I must describe the area where we were. It was very large yard to a small industrial estate with an area about the size of a football pitch where articulated wagons would normally parked. This day the only thing we parked was an empty wagon trailer about 40 foot long, and it was about 20 foot away. Chris reversed the van and caught the trailer. We all looked in dismay as he drove off around the front, and a few minutes later he came from the back door and he said to John, "The van will be ready in a couple of hours." Stan Ball, the plumber, used to recall this story very often and always laugh. Happy memories. I'm sure you all have your own memories of Chris, and I'm sure we can all agree he was generous, kind and caring. Chris touched the lives of a great many people. His role as a carer gave hope to many people who never had the opportunities afforded to those here with us today. His abilities to see a person are not a case file. His dedication to people went beyond the pay packet. He didn't go home at 5 o'clock. It was to be a big year for Chris and Christine. They both would have turned 70. But most importantly to both of them, and perhaps his proudest achievement, was their golden anniversary. This year would have seen 50 years married. Unless you ask Chris, he would have told you that he would have got less for murder. So today we can all remember Chris, how we knew him, and celebrate the memories of the time we had with him. Thank you.
Stick a bunny in my pocket. I'll fetch the suitcase from the van. 'Cause if you want the lessons but you don't ask questions, then brother, I'm your man. 'Cause where it all comes from is a mystery. It's like the changing of the seasons and the tides of the sea. But here's the one what's driving me berserk. Why do only fools and horses work? La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. We got some off-price crack ties, some miles and miles of carpet tiles, TVs, deep freeze and David Bowie LPs, pool games, gold chains, what's names and header push, and Trevor Francis track suits from a mush and shepherd's bush, push, push, push. tax, no VAT, no money back, and no guarantee.